Hello everyone. We are the hosts of Qazaq Quest program. I'm Rosa. And I'm Daniel. I'm Bakhyt. We're starting our journey to the cities of Kazakhstan. Lots of interesting places await us. And the best people on the planet. Because this is Kazakhstan. And now we need to decide who's going where. To make everything fair, I've prepared these notes for a draw. Is everyone okay with that? Sure we are. Well, where are we going? I suggest going to the southern regions. Oh, I agree. There are a lot of exciting places in the southern regions. For example, the city of Almaty, the capital of the Turkic world, Turkestan. And in general, there are many historical places. Turkistan and Shymkent. Yes, write both of them down. Sure, then there are Almaty and Almaty region. First, we need to decide who's going where. Let's try our luck. Are you ready? Bakhyt, since you are the oldest in our group, you go first. Thank you, Rosa. Shymkent, the third biggest city of our country. It's hot there. I will be sweating. You will come back from there as stand as me. Kazakhs treat men with respect, so now it's Daniel's turn. Oh, how polite we are. Almaty, my favorite city. Dear viewers, you will walk through Almaty with me and will love it as much as I do. I promise. Okay, I'm already on my way. Daniel, wait. I haven't drawn the lot yet. Oh yes, Rosa, now it's your turn. Yes, go on. Almaty region. Oh, Rosa, you won't have to travel far either. Yes, I come from Pavlodar, so it will be very interesting to travel around the Almaty region. There will be a lot to tell our viewers. Why are we sitting then? Let's go. Let's go. Let's not waste our precious time. According to the results of the draw, only one city left. This is Turkestan. I really love the southern region, so I decided to go there myself. Not so long ago, Turkestan was named the center of the Turkic world. I think that this is no coincidence, because Turkestan really lives up to this title. There are many sacred and historical sites. Let's hurry up and get to know the city. In today's episode, we're traveling to Turkestan. Today our participant will pass the quest, visit the ancient mausoleums and settlements, and will be one of the first to learn everything about the Caravanserai. Turkestan is a city located in the south of Kazakhstan. It has a rich history, and today it is the cultural center of the republic. It is surrounded by invaluable architecture of the past, and mausoleums occupy a special place. That is why tourists call the city Little Mecca, and it is a place of pilgrimage for worshippers from different countries. In ancient times, Turkestan was called Yassaui. In the Middle Ages, it was a fortress city, as well as the capital of Qazaq Kanat. Today, Turkestan is a large industrial, educational, and cultural center. Hello, the sacred land of Turkestan. Today the weather is wonderful. It will allow me to comfortably start the quest and get acquainted with the history of the city. I think I will have an unforgettable experience and hope that my trip will be interesting. There is an international airport in Turkestan, which opened in 2020. Everything you need is located on its territory. These are shops, a first aid post, places for prayers, and rooms for mothers and children. Tourists and guests of the city have the opportunity to take a direct flight to Turkestan from such large cities as Almaty, Nur Sultan, Atyrau, and Istanbul. Turkestan is a sacred city that for centuries has been the spiritual and political center for the entire Turkic world. Well, it's time to move on to our duties. Qazaq Quest, I'm listening to the first question. And here is my first assignment. Listen carefully to task number 1. Find the tomb of a person who made a significant contribution to the history of Kazakhstan. A tomb. So let's see. Most likely the tomb will be in a mausoleum. But what kind of mausoleum? As far as I know, there are many of them in Turkestan. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack. Okay, let's try to solve this riddle. Who made a huge contribution to the history of Kazakhstan? Maybe Yesim Khan, a major political figure in Kazakhstan. He published a collection of traditions, The Ancient Way of Yesim Khan. Let's check it out. The mausoleum of Yesim Khan is located on the territory of Azret Sultan, State Historical and Cultural Museum Reserve. The mausoleum is the tomb of Khan Yesim. It was erected in the 16th-17th century, but today it is in a dilapidated state. The mausoleum is a square building without a dome. The facade is covered with glazed tiles in the form of geometric patterns. The form of mausoleums overlap was reconstructed due to its great destruction. In one of the walls, the entrance to the tomb was preserved. Well, here I'm standing at the mausoleum of Yesim Khan. Now I will check if it is the answer to the task. Qazaq Quest, the answer to the first task, Mausoleum of Yesim Khan. The answer is wrong. Search again. You're very close. So the answer is wrong. Maybe the answer to the question is the mausoleum of Khoja Ahmed Yassaui. Why didn't I think about it before? I'll go there. Turkestan was one of the cities on the Great Silk Road that connected the Silk Road with the Dashi-Kipchak Steppe or Kuman-Kipchak Confederation. Caravans loaded with the finest china, beautiful fabrics, jewelry, and other goods from China, Persia, Byzantium crossed these places. It was here that Khoja Ahmed Yassaui, a great poet and philosopher, lived his entire life. The mausoleum of Khoja Ahmed Yassaui was built in the period from 1385 to 1405, and the architectural monument itself was erected at the place where a modest tombstone was previously located by the order of Emir Timur. Yes, there is a mausoleum of Khoja Ahmed Yassaui nearby. This memorial is the largest brick dome in all of Central Asia. This is the original large cauldron, Thai Kazan. Gauhar, tell us about the mausoleum of Qazaq Ahmed Yassaui, about its history. The mausoleum of Qazaq Ahmed Yassaui was built at the end of the 14th century. It is unique, it is a masterpiece in the art of architecture. In general, the mausoleum was built in 1396 by the order of the great ruler Emir Timur in honor of Qazaq Ahmed Yassaui, who was the most famous religious preacher of the Middle Ages. He made a great contribution to popularization of Islamic world spirituality. He was also one of the founders of Sufism. This mausoleum was built on the grave of Yassaui. It has 2 floors. It has 35 rooms. On the ground floor, there are 12 large rooms. On the second floor, there are 23 rooms. Each room was used for its own purpose. The largest of them is Kazandık, boiler room. There is Thai Kazan. It remained from the 14th century. It is a gift from Emir Timur. Casting a cauldron consists of 7 types of sacred mixtures. People from which countries visit this place most often? And what kind of events are held here? I can say that most of the tourists come from Turkey, because it is in Turkey that the religious instructions of Qazaq Ahmed Yassaui are very popular. It was there that many followers began to promote his teachings. If we talk about the countries of Central Asia, then people come from Uzbekistan. There are also tourists from Europe. Now in the summer, there are a lot of tourists, sometimes up to 3,000 visitors a day. They're mainly interested in the history of the mausoleum. In addition, there are those who make the pilgrimage. There are a lot of people who come to pray to the Holy Spirit of Yassaui. Thank you, Gauhar. You've shared a lot of information. Thank you. There are 35 different rooms and halls inside the mausoleum. The walls in Central Hall are covered with blue tiles. There's a huge cauldron made of an alloy of 7 metals. It weighs about 2 tons. Previously, it was used to feed people after Friday prayers. For its architecture, the mausoleum was included in the UNESCO World Heritage List. Khoja Ahmed Yassaui was a famous philosopher and poet. He left behind many works in the Turkic language and also played a large role in the spread of Islam in Central Asia. I don't know about you, but I'm sure I've found the answer to the riddle. Qazaq Quest. The answer is Mausoleum of Qazaq Ahmed Yassaui. Congratulations! This is the correct answer. The first task is completed. Great! I'm incredibly happy. Hopefully the next task will be easier. I decided to take some rest before the second task. There were camels nearby. Why not take a ride? In the vicinity, there are other interesting objects. These are Hazret Sultan Museum, Rabia Sultan Begim Mausoleum, and also the underground mosque. Truly, the most historic place in Turkestan. By the way, if you get lost, just like I do in all these historical places, and you have no idea how to plan your route, then use the website of the Hazret Sultan Museum. It has a lot of information on all the monuments, and there is a location layout of all objects. Today, Turkestan has a new, beautiful look, but you still feel the spirit of the historic city. And yet, Turkestan is an amazing city. Well, the next task awaits me. Qazaq Quest, I'm waiting for the second question. Task number 2. This place revived the Eastern market and everyone can buy there whatever they want. To be honest, nothing comes to my mind. The place that revived the Eastern market. Where can I find it? My colleague asked me to bring a souvenir from Turkestan. He believes that souvenirs bring good luck. Well, let's check it out. I'll try to find and buy one. Maybe in the workshop where I'm going. Maybe they will also tell me the answer to the task. Hello. Hello, come on in. Thank you. Sorry, my hands are in clay. Yes, well, come here. You have beautiful souvenirs. Do you make them yourself? Yes, thank you. I do everything myself. I'm a craftsman. One might say a master in the field of ceramics. Are there many buyers for your ceramic products? Well, we're located next to the mausoleum of Qazaq Yassaui. We mainly trade there. There are many foreign tourists here. You know that when foreign tourists come, they want to buy some local souvenirs. If you have noticed, there's a very large selection at the bazaars. Do tourists mostly from other countries buy them? Yes, of course they would like to buy the works of local craftsmen. Therefore, I'm doing very well. My works are in great demand. Right now, I'm making a jug. I will also make clay whistles. Do you have students or do you work yourself? I have students. I sometimes hold master classes and trainings here. I also held them in Aktau in October. Last year, the year before, I spent in Kızıldağ. It was very interesting. I taught at Korkut University for 10 days. I had 15 students. Specialists from the field of archaeology are interested to learn too. They mainly study ceramics, so I spend my time with great interest. Of course, I teach. People come to take individual lessons. I also want to learn. Can I try and make something? Of course. Well, working with clay is not so easy. From the outside, everything looks simple. Yes, looking at musicians, dombra players, you think it's so simple, but there's so much work behind it. My main goal is to study the types of jugs. Each nation has its own ceramics. That is, ceramics in general, but each has its own form, its own patterns, so to speak. There are ways to make them that are not like the others. For example, Uzbek ceramics can be immediately recognized. The Russians have gel firms. Each nation has its own pottery, and mine turns out like this. They say that our folk musical instrument appeared in Otrar. Is that so? In fact, they were found by archaeologists during excavations. This instrument dates back to the 5th, 6th centuries. In its original form, it could make only 3 sounds. All this was researched and collected by the collector of folk musical instruments, Bulat Sarbayev. You probably know about him. Yes. So he found the instrument somehow. Then he finalized it. An instrument had 1 more octave. After he perfected it, he gave it to the composer Tlendiyev. Nurgisa. Yes, Nurgisa. Just at that time, Nurgisa Tlendiyev began to organize an orchestra and collected folk instruments. When he was given Sasternai instrument, he really liked it. Where is it from, he asked. He was told that they had found it in Sauron Settlement. When he learned that the instrument was made of clay from the Otrar Sazı. Yes, he liked it so much that he decided to call the orchestra Otrar Sazı. Clay from the land of Otrar. I've heard this version. I wish you prosperity in your work. Thank you for the souvenirs. Multifunctional Complex Caravanserai, one of the largest projects in Central Asia. The territory of the complex is almost 60,000 square meters. Here tourists can get acquainted with the history of Turkestan and the culture of Kazakhstan. What a beauty! Is it all made of wood? Yes, these works are made of wood. What is this composition about? This composition is called Secrets of the Great Steppe. It is made from elm, and this is made from the great poplar. Other trees are connected here. This is our work. We called it teaching, culture, because thanks to the search, we find one solution and use one type of wood, then cut out different parts, but at the same time, they're all connected. This is called a conversation with a tree. This way, we get such products. Be well. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Tourists have the opportunity to visit various exhibitions and get acquainted with the works of skilled craftsmen, as well as buy a souvenir for themselves. And for the smallest travelers, Caravanserai can offer various attractions. Right now, I'm on the territory of the Caravanserai complex. We will go around it and learn a lot of interesting things. In addition to oriental bazaars and entertainment centers, tourists and guests of the city can attend an exciting show program. The history of Qazaq and Toligen is very popular. This is a dance and music show on the Water Channel, which tells the love story of Toligen Batır and a beautiful girl, Zhebek. It is worth noting the musical accompaniment of the production, which was written by the Kazakh composer Serem Nabikulov. It is impossible not to admire it. There are no similar complexes on any territory of the CIS countries. It was originally planned that the Caravanserai would annex part of the city of Turkestan. Restaurants and cafes are already in full swing here. I also decided to visit one of them and have a little refreshment. I had a snack and recharged myself. While I was in Caravanserai, they managed to tell me a lot. Did you know that pedigreed racehorses from France were brought to Caravanserai? I am sure that many interesting events will take place here in the future. Oh, what a pity! I didn't come here earlier, and I'm so happy that I was the one who came to the city of Turkestan. Qazaq Quest, the answer to the task, Caravanserai. Congratulations, this is the correct answer. Well, since I was correct, then it is time to visit a very popular entertainment place of this complex. It feels that I'm somewhere in Venice. There are many interesting places in Turkestan. It is better to see it once than hear about it 100 times. Indeed, it is worth coming here. I went around all the corners of the mysterious sandy land. I learned a lot of interesting things. I hope I can finish the quest even faster than my colleagues. I wonder if it will bring me luck. Qazaq Quest, I'm listening to the third task. Listen to task number 3. In the old days, this place was a major hub on the Silk Road, and to this day it was able to preserve its greatness thanks to its strong walls. Nothing comes to mind. I'll try to research on the internet. I found interesting information about the ancient settlements of Sauron and Otrar. Only now I do not know which one will be the answer to the task. I have to visit both. If I get heads, I will go to Otrar first. If it's tails, I'll go to Sauron. Well, first I will go to Otrar. I'll go and check it out. While I will drive, so as not to waste time, I will read a little about Otrar, and the road won't be so boring. When else will there be a chance to visit it? The archaeological excavations of Otrar are more than 130 years old, and one of the most unusual finds was an ivory chess piece. And there's also a legend that Otrar and Yesim were once connected by an underground tunnel, but it was never found. The ancient settlement of Otrar was originally called Farab. The first settlements were formed in the 8th century. Due to the fact that the Great Silk Road passed through the city, Otrar began to develop rapidly and turned into one of the largest cities of the past. It functioned for almost 2,000 years. However, due to severe drought, it fell into decay, and the residents left it. Where should I start? I don't know where to look first. I feel like Indiana Jones. Another place that scientists have discovered is called Saginaw Tombstone. They say that the rulers of the settlement were buried here. There is information that their relatives were buried here as well. In 2020, these places were cleared and everything was put in order. Look, the bricks have been preserved in their original form. It turns out that several human remains were found here. Hello, Bakhyt. Welcome to the ancient settlement Otrar. Hello. My name is Nur Sultan. Today I will introduce you to the history of this complex. At the place where you arrived, between the 1st and 18th centuries, there was the Otrar settlement. In those days, both artisans and merchants lived here. Life was in full swing. The settlement itself is divided into three parts: Rabat, Citadel, Shahristan. An area in the city where common people lived was called Rabat. Right on this territory. Yes, exactly on this territory. Rabat area covers 200 hectares, and part of the city called Shahristan, where noble, wealthy residents live, is 20 hectares of land that you see in front of you. Tell us about the citadel. The citadel has changed at different times. For example, before the invasion of Genghis Khan until the 13th century, the citadel of the city was in the northern side of Shahristan. And in the late 14th and early 15th centuries, it was located in the southwest of the city. To date, in the layers corresponding to the 14th, 15th centuries, archaeologists discovered an architectural structure. There they found a mosque and the place where the palace was located. As far as I know, one could enter Shahristan from 3 different gates. Is that so? Yes, it is quite right. We're now entering Shahristan through the southwest gate. This gate was installed after the 13th century. What was produced in this city? Actually, a good question. Here, like in any other cities, there should have been some kind of production. What was happening in the Middle Ages? If we're talking about production, then it is pottery, glass production, and metal processing. They made tools for agriculture, for farming. During archaeological excavations, they found trade routes here, and then archaeologists found that there were ceramic kilns here. There was a shopping arcade on the central street of Otrar. If we speak in modern terms, then shopping boutiques were located right at the entrance to the gates of Otrar. The common people must have dreamed of getting into this part of the citadel, right? Of course, it is quite possible. Written sources say that Emir Timur, during a campaign in China, stayed in this palace. Also, in these written data, information has been preserved that the ruler of the city, Berdebek, his brother Commander Nureddin, fought with the descendants of Emir Timur, and there was a war in Otrar. Nur Sultan, you shared a lot of interesting details. I feel something special here. I want to take a walk and see everything myself. Thank you very much. Okay, enjoy your time and goodbye. Goodbye. It turns out that Otrar is under the protection of UNESCO. Today, crowds of tourists come here, and travel companies conduct all kinds of excursions. Many buildings of the city have survived. However, I have not found any information that will help me find the correct answer. Let's go to Sauron.
Ahmed.
Sauron Settlement is located 45 kilometers west of Turkestan. I chose the easiest way to get there, by car. Of course, you can get there from Turkestan on foot. but you can lose all day, like this turtle here. Okay, go on your way. Sauron has been mentioned in written sources since the 10th century. Throughout its existence, it has changed its location several times due to the change of the course of the Sirdarya River. It was one of the few cities that survived the Mongol onslaught. As the empires grew and fell apart, Sauron adapted, becoming the capital of the Mongol White Horde and then a military fortress under Tamerlane. Sauron is one of the few surviving ancient cities in the world. This was possible largely due to the local clay, which has unique properties and high strength. Today, it is also used in restoration work. To be honest, the place is breathtaking. Here, like nowhere else, the atmosphere of the past of Kazakhstan is felt. And I was able to touch its history. Local guides told me a lot of exciting things. It turns out that Sauron was also famous for its inventions in the field of water supply, which are called kyaris. Well, it seems to me that it has survived in a better shape than Otrar. Qazaq Quest, I completed the task. The answer is Sauron Settlement. It was once a major hub on the Silk Road. And this is the correct answer. Congratulations for successfully completing the quest. Thank you. Now I will leave in high spirits. Today in the program, the host was able to unravel the secrets of the city of Turkestan, visit the mausoleums of Yesim Khan and Qazaq Yassaui, visit the multifunctional complex Caravanserai, and walk through the ruins of Otrar and Sauran. Today I had a very busy and informative day. I visited many historical places, was able to complete the tasks of the Qazaq Quest with a great help from the local residents, and as a memory, I can bring a piece of Turkestan with me. See you in the new city.